At the beginning of the story, we see two scientists inside the Age Company's lab. Their names are Tucker and Markley. Both of them are running an experiment using tomatoes to create a special serum. The unique thing about this serum is that whoever uses it will become impossible to damage. No one would be able to hurt them in any way. After finishing the experiment, the serum is finally ready. To test it, they decide to throw the tomato at the wall, but the tomato gets completely smashed. Seeing this, both scientists get sad, disappointed. Then they promise each other that they won't give up until the serum finally works. The next morning, inside a pizza shop, a young guy named Matt pulls a finished pizza out of the oven machine. But suddenly, the pizza slips and falls on the ground, completely ruining it. Seeing this, his mom, Mrs. Burns, gets really angry mad. Because Matt had already ruined 2 pizzas this week, and now there isn't enough time left to make another one. So she tells him that the money for the ruined pizza will be cut from his salary. Matt, immediately pleading, begs her not to do that because he desperately needs the money. His mom finally agrees, but on one condition. She says he'll have to stand outside the shop wearing the pizza man costume and call customers inside, just like his father used to do. His father, sadly, is no longer alive. With no other choice, Matt puts on the costume and goes outside. While he's standing there, a guy named Todd shows up. Todd is very popular in college and arrives in his expensive car. Todd starts mocking and humiliating Matt. With him is his girlfriend Susan, the same girl Matt secretly has a crush on. But poor Matt never had the courage to confess his feelings to her. After getting humiliated like that, Matt decides he'll never come back to the shop again. But his mom tells him something important. She says Matt's father used to wear that costume with pride because he did it to support his family. And besides, it's their own shop, so why should he feel embarrassed? Hearing this makes Matt feel better, and he decides to keep wearing the costume the whole day. Meanwhile, back at the Age Lab, the two scientists return and notice something strange. The crushed tomato has somehow returned to its original shape. Not believing their eyes, Professor Tucker throws the tomato again. Right in front of them, the tomato fixes itself and becomes normal again. After countless days and nights of hard work, they finally succeeded in creating a serum that made the tomato practically immortal. Now they plan to test it on humans soon. Meanwhile, Matt finishes his work at the pizza shop and heads to college for his class. But because he works so much at the pizza shop, he's always exhausted. So during Professor Tucker's chemistry class, Matt keeps dozing off. When the class ends, Professor Tucker wakes him up and tells him serious. If you want to do something meaningful with your life, you need to focus in class. I know you're smart. Use your brain. But deep down, Matt believes he'll never do anything big in life. He thinks he'll just spend his whole life making pizzas with his mom. Then Professor Tucker asks Matt to bring a pizza to the lab later because he wants to show him his new discovery. Matt quickly agrees. After college, he returns to the pizza shop and starts delivering pizzas across the city. Meanwhile, in the Age Lab, the company owner, Mr. Chisel, arrives and demands the experiment results from the scientists. Professor Tucker shows him a tomato and asks him to crush it completely. When Chisel does it, the tomato breaks apart, but within seconds, it restores itself perfectly. The scientists explain that they've created a serum capable of restoring anything back to its original form, even after being destroyed. Professor Tucker believes the serum should be tested on humans because it could help cure many diseases. But Mr. Chisel has a different idea. He wants to sell the serum to the military so soldiers would become practically invincible. The scientists don't like this idea at all. They created the serum to help people, not to turn it into a weapon. So Professor Tucker decides he will never allow his boss's plan to succeed. Meanwhile, Matt keeps delivering pizzas across the city until he reaches his last delivery of the night. And that delivery is going straight to Professor Tucker's lab. Poor Matt has no idea that Mr. Chisel has already sent his private security chief John with a team of snipers to steal the serum from the scientists. When Matt reaches Professor Tucker's lab to deliver the pizza, things suddenly go crazy. A bunch of armed goons surround them and start demanding the serum and the immortal tomato. Professor Tucker refuses to give them anything, but suddenly the other scientist Markley betrays him and hands everything over to the criminals, revealing that he has secretly been working with Mr. Chisel all along. The goons leave with the tomato. But while walking away, Markley accidentally drops it on the ground. Everyone waits for it to heal itself, but this time, nothing happens. Markley immediately realizes Tucker must have switched the real tomato. Meanwhile, Tucker secretly grabs the real tomato and a syringe from a locker and hides them in his pocket. Then he and Matt try to escape the building, but they run straight into the armed thugs who start firing bullets at them. Professor Tucker gets shot, and one bullet grazes Matt's shoulder. Despite being injured, they somehow manage to reach the rooftop. There, Tucker injects Matt with the syringe and tells him that it will instantly heal his wounds. Then he tells Matt to eat the tomato because it will increase his strength. He also gives him one last piece of advice: use your powers only for good. Before Matt can say anything, the criminals reach the rooftop. They tell Tucker to hand over the tomato if he wants to live. But instead, Tucker throws a chemical bottle on the ground, causing a huge explosion that distracts them. Unfortunately, his injuries are too severe. Right in front of Matt's eyes, Professor Tucker dies. Filled with anger and sadness, Matt eats the tomato. One of the goons, John, tries to stop him. During the struggle, Matt falls off the rooftop, but something unbelievable happens. Even after falling from such a height, Matt stands up like nothing happened. He jumps into his car and drives away. While driving, Matt starts feeling extremely sick and dizzy. He parks the car on the roadside. Coincidentally, he is parked right near Susan's house. When Susan sees his condition, she brings him inside. But then Todd shows up and gets angry seeing Matt there. Todd starts dragging Matt outside and even punches him, but the punch backfires. Todd ends up hurting his own hand. Then Todd's friends jump in to attack Matt, but Matt easily beats them all. One guy even gets thrown onto a ping pong table. After that, Matt leaves and goes back home. The tomato's effect still hasn't settled, and he collapses unconscious on the couch. The next morning, while eating breakfast with his mom, Matt starts wondering if the tomato actually gave him powers. So he tests it. First, he touches a burning flame with his bare hand. No pain at all. Then he tries lifting a car using only his hands, and he actually lifts it easily. Now it's confirmed. Professor Tucker was telling the truth. Later that day, Matt goes to the pizza shop and sees the news on TV about Professor Tucker's death. Suddenly, John and his men arrive at the pizza shop, asking Matt's mom where he is. Mrs. Burns realizes they aren't police officers and refuses to answer them without a warrant. When one of them tries to enter the shop by force, she suddenly hits him with a baseball bat. The thugs pull out their guns and threaten her. From the kitchen, Matt sees everything happening. To protect his mother, he quickly grabs his father's old pizza delivery costume. Moments later, one of the goons suddenly gets thrown across the room. When they turn around, they see Matt wearing the costume. Matt dramatically says, "I'm a superhero. My name is Power Man." But the criminals start laughing and say, "You're not a superhero, you're just Pizza Man." Ignoring them, Matt uses his powers and beats them all easily. When one of them shoots him, the bullet doesn't even damage his suit. After defeating everyone, Matt grabs John. But Matt is still furious about Tucker's death. He pushes John backward. Unfortunately, John slips and falls into a hot oven, burning half of his face. Terrified and injured, John escapes with his men to get medical help. Matt rushes his mother to the hospital. After she wakes up, Matt tells her everything about the serum and his powers. Mrs. Burns decides they should temporarily close the pizza shop until things calm down. She also tells Matt something strange. While she was unconscious, she had a dream about Matt's father. He was wearing the pizza delivery costume and saving people with special powers. Hearing this, Matt decides that he will fight crime while wearing the Pizza Man costume. He promises to use his powers only to help people. Meanwhile, in another hospital room, John looks at his burned face in the mirror. Filled with rage, he swears that he will take revenge on Pizza Man no matter what it takes. Later, John kills his own boss, Mr. Chisel, and takes control of the company. He gives himself a new villain name, Big Cheese. Big Cheese orders Markley to find a way to extract the serum from Pizza Man's body. Markley discovers Pizza Man's weakness. The bacteria found in tobacco leaves produces a smoke that disrupts the tomato's structure. That smoke can neutralize Pizza Man's powers. Big Cheese is thrilled. He turns the smoke into a weapon and goes to Matt's college to capture him. At the college, Matt suddenly starts feeling sick again. Meanwhile, Big Cheese and his men enter the building and start threatening students with guns. Susan secretly sends a text to Matt, warning him that criminals are looking for him. Matt runs to the bathroom and changes into his Pizza Man costume, but Big Cheese captures Susan to use her as bait. Pizza Man confronts them, but Big Cheese releases the tobacco smoke and Pizza Man immediately loses his powers. The criminals capture him and take him to their lab. They plan to drain his blood and recreate the serum. Just when they're about to kill him, police suddenly storm the lab. Matt had secretly called Detective Moser before entering the building. A huge shootout begins. Police rescue Matt and Susan, but Big Cheese escapes. Even though Matt's powers are still weak, he decides to help the police. He puts on his costume and goes after Big Cheese. During the chase across rooftops, Big Cheese shoots Matt in the arm. Matt nearly falls off the building, but Detective Moser arrives just in time and shoots at Big Cheese. Big Cheese runs away again and kidnaps Susan one last time. He takes her to a pizza factory. Inside the factory, Susan is tied to a moving conveyor belt that's heading toward a deadly cutting machine. Matt rushes to stop it. At that moment, his powers finally return. He destroys the controls and saves Susan just in time. Now it's time for the final fight. Big Cheese tries convincing Matt to join him so they can make money using the serum, but Matt refuses. He says he will follow Professor Tucker's words and use his powers only for good. They fight. During the fight, Big Cheese falls onto a conveyor belt that leads into a freezing machine. Matt tries to save him but can't reach him in time. Big Cheese gets frozen solid in a giant block of ice. The battle is finally over. Detective Moser thanks Pizza Man for saving everyone. Matt reveals his real identity to him, leaving the detective shocked. Finally, Matt drops Susan at her house and confesses his feelings. Susan kisses him, and just like that, the hero gets the girl. Happy ending.